Attention, attention, calling all looters. This is the assignment. Hello, looters. Welcome to the Movie Loot Live. My name is Carlo, and I'll be leading the assignment, the episode where me and a guest will choose the set of categories of what to watch during the month of March. That will be our loot. And for that, I'm joined by host of Stu World Order, Stu. How you doing, Stu?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited for this. I get two choices regardless, so I know what two of the movies I'm watching are going to be already.
That's okay. I kind of know where I'm going with my two picks. The random one is always the funniest one.
There's a lot of weird categories, so I'm curious to see where that might throw us.
That's the loot. That's the loot. And see, somebody agrees with you. Tom, my friend Tom. Hey, Tom. He agrees that naps are great.
Oh, I love naps. I take naps almost every day. I'm a
Oh,
very
man.
tired person. I sleep for crap in the middle of the night. Like no matter what time I go to bed, I wake up 4 hours after I go to sleep, and then I'm up for like 2 or 3 hours in the middle of the night. So
Oh, God bless you. God bless you, definitely. So finally, got you here. This is going to fun. I was a guest on Stu's podcast a while ago where we talked about Man of Steel, and it was a lot of fun. The podcast, not the film. And I've been I've been looking forward to having you on the show. But I told you I have you saved for a future MCU loot at some point if you're so inclined. And I'm sure that would be fun, but I couldn't pass the opportunity to bring you in on in one of these new episodes, new format that I'm trying out. And this is our third of these assignment episodes. And what we'll be doing is receiving the assignment of what will be our loot, choosing the categories of what we'll watch. It's the beginning of March. So once we finish today, we both will have our assignment, our mission of what to watch during the month. Stu, when we were studying this, you told me I like the categories too, lots of fun and lots of fun ones, and only a few I am scared of. Which one scared you the
only a few I'm
most?
scared of. I don't want to say that because maybe you are going to pick one or two of them, and I don't want
Okay.
you to feel bad. Some of the
Nah,
ones
that's okay.
I'm sure you can guess which ones. Some of the ones I'm just nervous, like where am I going to find this movie?
Just to give you an idea, and you listen to our January and February assignments. So in January we had a film from Sudan. That was the random one, and it was a challenge.
Yeah.
Um, and in February, my guest Frank chose a film from Kuwait. That was his category. He said, "I want to watch a film from Kuwait," and it was also a challenge. But both I, I always say, I always find those kind of films interesting, those kind of detours to dive into a whole different culture and a whole different world. I always find it really rewarding, regardless of the quality of the film. Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's hit this. Let me just um, do something here. Let me just shift some of my screens. I should have done this before, but I'm doing it now because I'm going to share my screen. There we go. You should be seeing that.
Right now I just see black. But I got a spinning wheel. Maybe it's coming. I mean, I have the list right in front of me too, so I don't know if Tom can. Oh, okay, there it is. I see it now.
There it is. Okay. what do you What do you mean, Tom? Let me just put what he said. Um, I'll never ask you to watch a film from Canada, but there's a lot of great films from Canada. I mean, Denis Villeneuve is from Canada. His first films from are Canadian. No, there are a lot of a lot of great films from Canada. I mean, get out of here, Tom. Okay, so Let's start this. You're the guest, so you make the first pick.
Okay, so I was gonna defer to you to go first in case you picked one of my categories. That would make me happy. But I'll go first, and my first choice is going to be a film from South Korea.
Oh, let me just put it here. There are a lot of great films
There
from
are,
South
yeah.
Korea. Yeah, there we go. Now we have our first category. Something you said you had already an idea of what to watch. So what you had in
Yes.
mind for this category?
Oh, if I can, do you want me to spoil it? Sure. I was going to watch Bong Joon Ho's. I don't know how to say it. Okja.
Okja, yeah.
Yes. So I've never seen that. I've seen The Host, Parasite, Snowpiercer. I've seen a bunch of his movies, have loved them all. I haven't seen Okja, which I know is like it's a joint production, South Korea and the US. So does that count?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. No, no, no. No, yeah, and I might take you up on this one because it's the only Bong film that I haven't seen. I've
Oh,
seen
interesting.
all of his
Okay.
films. Yeah, so yeah, I might. I'm gonna look at what I have on my watch list, but that might be an interesting one. I really recommend all of his other films. There really haven't been. I've liked, or at least liked or loved all of his films.
Yeah, of the ones I've seen, I've downright loved all of them. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot that you've seen that I haven't because the three I know offhand are The Host, Snowpiercer, and Parasite. I don't know what other ones, but I knew Okja I
He he
haven't seen.
he doesn't have a very large filmography. But for example, Memories of Murder, it's a great
I've heard of that,
thriller,
yeah.
a great crime thriller. His first one, I think it was his first one. Yeah, Barking Dogs Never Bite is a very funny one.
Hmm.
So that's another one I recommend. What else there is? I don't remember what it, but I don't think he has a lot of. Mother. That's my number one from him. Mother, great film. I
Okay.
am Mother and Parasite. Um, Almost tied for my
Oh,
favorite Bong.
nice.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. Okay, so we have a film from South Korea. I'm gonna check what, like I said, what I have on my watch list because South Korea has a really a great industry right now. So there are a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
options there. Okay, so I also have like two options in mind that I might check. So I'm going with a film with the number three in its title.
Oh, okay.
And the main reason is because I've heard great things lately about Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, um,
Oh,
from
yeah.
Martin McDonough. I remember that when that film came out, it got a bit of polarizing reactions at first, but apparently as time has went on, people have sort of warmed up to it, or most people have. I've heard have said that they love it. And I recently watched Banshees of Inisherin, and I loved it. And I love In Bruges, so I thought, hey, what the heck? Let's give this one a try. So that's the one I have in mind, at
Okay.
least for now. What
I was
do you have
thinking
anything? Yeah,
I
go
was
ahead.
thinking if this one came up, I've never seen either the original or the remake, but the first thing that popped to mind was 310 to Yuma. So I might
Oh,
watch one version of that or the other.
I've seen the remake, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
Actually, I think Tom likes it. If Tom is listening, I think that he's a fan. I'm not sure, Tom. You let me know. Um, but yeah, it's very good. I haven't seen the original, but I've heard it's also pretty good. So
Yeah, if I have
yeah.
access to it, if it's streaming somewhere, I'll probably do one of those two. Because it was the first thing that came well, actually, no, I lie. The first thing that came to mind was Three Ninjas. And I was like, I'm not gonna watch Three Ninjas.
Hey, Trini just kick back. Masterpiece. Okay. Here, Tom says that both
Both
versions
versions.
are good. Yeah. Okay. So we have already our first two categories. So let's go with your second category.
So my second category is going to be I'm going back to the east on this one. It's going to be a film by Akira Kurosawa.
Ooh.
Yeah, the only one I have seen to this point is Seven Samurai. And I think I want to watch Ran next. So I Ran is one that I've had on my playlist for a while, and just because of the length, I keep skipping it. I'm just like, I feel like watching a 90-minute movie now. So I need an excuse to
I,
actually watch it.
I've seen like only five or six films from Kurosawa, but
Oh, only 5 or 6.
well, he has like like
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, 30 or something, but I've loved every one of them, so I definitely recommend it. Ran is my favorite of him,
Oh,
so
is it? Excellent.
5 stars. Actually, I remember that I actually catch up with I actually caught up with his films in the last 5 years maybe, and I remember that someone told me, I don't know, a long time ago, that I shouldn't start with Ran. And I remember they recommend me start with Yojimbo.
Okay.
They told me Yojimbo or Sanjuro, and the first one I saw was Yojimbo, and Yojimbo's very good. If you've seen, what's the name of the Clint Eastwood one, the first one, A Fistful of Dollars. Have you
Okay.
seen it, Clint Eastwood?
No.
No, it's basically the same story. Clint Eastwood based A Fistful of Dollars on Eugene Bueno, a lone samurai or a lone cowboy that gets into a city or a village where there are two warring groups, and he starts to take advantage of both sides. It's a very good one, Yojimbo. You have Rashomon. Rashomon is very good as well. Throne of Blood. It's great, excellent. That's a remake of. Is it? It's a Shakespeare story. I don't remember right now which one is it, but it's a retelling of that. And then there's Seven Samurai and Ran. Those are the ones I've seen, and all are
Okay.
excellent. So I
Yeah,
definitely look forward to this.
I really liked Seven Samurai, and it takes something special to get me to really be into a 3.5 hour movie. But
Yeah, yeah,
it doesn't feel that long, and it felt like everything deserved to be there. So I
yeah.
was really happy with it.
It's quite breezy. Yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. It's one that I really want to rewatch. But yeah, I might go with, a lot of people have recommended Ikiru and High and Low, so I might go with one of those. So definitely looking forward to this one because
All right.
Like I said, every Kurosawa I've seen, I've loved. Okay, so let's go with. Let me see which was the other one I had in mind, because I know I had. Okay, yeah. I'm going with another filmmaker. I usually try to keep one filmmaker per challenge, but I had this one in mind, so I'm gonna go with it. A film from Spike Lee.
Oh, okay. You know what? I have not seen many Spike Lee movies, so probably honestly, like Inside Man comes to mind, and I don't know what else of his that I've seen and just forgotten about.
Malcolm X, maybe?
I don't think I saw Malcolm X.
No.
Like, I really think I have a big Spike Lee blind spot.
Okay. Inside Man is one of his perhaps most accessible.
Yeah.
Then maybe Malcolm X, which is obviously a biopic. But most of his films are very, um, I don't want to say challenging, but he confronts you with what he's trying to present, and that was the case with Black Klansman. You didn't see that one?
No, I didn't know that was his. I think I'll watch that one then. I didn't realize that was him. I remember all the buzz about it and hearing that it was really good. I just never got around to seeing it. I didn't
Yeah,
realize that was his. So that might be what I'm going to have to look at his whole filmography and see what I've seen and what I've always wanted to see and just missed out on.
yeah. You see, Tom is recommending what is perhaps his most, uh, I'm not going to say popular, but his most renowned work, which is Do the Right Thing. And Do the Right Thing is a film I've been meaning to rewatch for a while. I saw it in the 90s or early O's, and I liked it a lot. So that's definitely an option for me to rewatch it. Um, but there are a lot of films of his that I haven't seen and I want to get into. I've seen Black Klansman. I said I've seen an interesting one is Bamboozled. Not many
Okay.
people talk about that one,
Mm-mm.
but it's very very interesting. What else does he have? Inside Man, you mentioned. Um, I'm blanking on most of Malcolm X, like I said, but he has a lot of great films. So definitely something to look forward to. The recent one, The Five Bloods with Chadwick
Oh,
Boseman,
with
they're really
Jonathan. Yeah.
yeah, Jonathan Majors, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah. See, that's another one. Like, I remember that movie coming out and hearing good things. And with the big blow up that Jonathan Majors has had recently, I've been hearing a lot more about it again. And that's another movie I don't think I knew that he did. So I keep
Yeah,
thinking, like, I hear the name Spike Lee and I think, like, oh, a bunch of 90s movies that I didn't see. And I keep forgetting that he's, been a prolific director for 30 years and he's still doing stuff.
yeah, he has. I'm checking out his filmography because I want to confirm uh, some of the other ones that I've seen. But there's the ones I've seen are Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, um, Bamboozled, Inside Man, Chirac, Black Klansman, and The Five Bloods.
Okay.
Um, there are a couple that a lot of people mention. There's 25 Hour, that's with Edward Norton. A lot of people, I haven't seen it, but a lot of people like it quite a bit. He Got Game with Denzel.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
let me see what else. Most people don't recommend Old Boy, his remake of Old Boy. So I don't know if you've
Oh,
seen the
yeah. It's not
original Old
good.
Boy. Speaking of,
I'm not. You know what? I really like the original Old Boy, but
yeah,
the ending just makes me feel so weird. It just, and I know it's supposed to, like, I know it's
yeah,
I know it's supposed to be a disappointing, frustrating ending, but I remember watching and just getting to the ending and being like, "Oh, I don't know if I like this."
yeah. That's definitely the intention. But I haven't seen the remake, but I've heard most people say it's totally unnecessary and bad.
I
So
sat through like half of it, and then I think
yeah,
I wasn't watching it in the theater. I just watched it at home. I think I just wandered away into the house to do something else. It wasn't gripping me.
that's never a good sign. Okay, so we have our first four categories. We have a film from South Korea. We have a film with the number three in its title. We have a film from Akira Kurosawa, and we have a film from Spike Lee. Two excellent and very different filmmakers
Very
that I,
different.
yeah, yeah. But I definitely looking forward to checking out both of their films. So let's go to the fun one.
Ooh,
And before we get to the fun one, let me just stop sharing for a while because I have to remove the ones that we chose
makes sense.
so we don't repeat them. And how are you feeling with the four categories so far?
I like them. I really do. Like I said, 310 to Yuma. I was looking at that category and I was like, well, a three in the title because you have a separate category for like the third movie in a trilogy. I was like, all right, so this clearly is discounting things that are like something part three. It actually like the three has to be part of the title. I thought of this and it's just one of those like I've heard it. It's a classic. It's a Western, right? I'm not much of a
Yeah,
Western guy and I feel like I should branch out into that genre a little more. So I'm excited to give that a try and see if it makes me feel differently about Westerns than I typically have. And yeah, Spike Lee's a guy, just big blind spot there. So that gives me a reason to check his stuff out. And
yeah, no.
obviously, I like what I chose. So.
No, no, definitely. We have, like I said, those four categories that I'm really looking forward to. But let's go with the funny one. The randomizer. With the randomizer, we're gonna enter a random number. That's two is gonna give me, and it will spit out a random category out of the list
Oh
that we
no, so
already
it's going to
have.
be my fault.
Yes, it's gonna be all on you. So give me a random number from one to let me check 1 to 20. I think.
6.
Boom! A film with the word
We're
time
time
in
in the
its title.
title.
Not
All
not not
right.
that bad. Not that bad. we might have a couple of options there. Uh, what do you think? What comes to mind quickly with that?
Literally nothing. So I'd have to look that up. I don't know. Is there a movie called About Time? I don't know. Yeah, no, nothing comes to mind. The Land Before Time. There you go. That
There you
comes
go.
to mind. I
You have like 16 or 20 sequels there to choose.
oh God, yeah, that's true.
Let me just quick. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood I've seen, but I think that's the only of the Once Upon a Time movies. So I mean, there's like what several of those.
Yeah, there you have Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in America. You have John Ford's Once Upon a Time in the West. Strongly recommended if you're looking into getting into westerns. There's Once Upon a Time in Anatolia, something like that. And there are several others, but those two are uh, probably the most notable ones. There's let me see. There's In Time, About Time, Time Bandits. I've heard good thing. You know, I might check this one. I've heard great things about. I think it's a Spanish film that's called Time Crimes. I don't know if
Okay.
you've heard about it.
I
I
did
think
not, but you just reminded me of Time Cops.
there you go. Van Damme Best Hour. Tom is recommending Time Machine, of course.
Mm,
Is that Tom? Is that the Guy Pearce one, or is there an older version?
my comments
Because I
stopped loading a while ago. The last comment I see from Tom in the comments is where he said "do the right thing."
no, no, he just wrote Time Machine, of course.
Oh, now they're popping up. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
Time Machine, no old H.G. Wells. I see him now.
yeah. Okay, so an old H.G. Wells one, so we can check that one out too, and we can see if it's good. No, so there are a couple of options. Okay, so that's our assignment for the month. We have five categories. Again, we have a film from South Korea. We have a film with the number three in its title, a film from Akira Kurosawa, a film from Spike Lee, and finally, a film with the word time in its title. Stu, are you up for it?
Yes, 100%.
So we're ready for it. We also want to remind everyone that the Movie Loot has its Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/movie loot, where for as little as $3 you can support the show. Those that sign up might have something to do with our loot at the end of the month. But putting that aside, what will happen at the end of the month is that me and Stu will meet again to talk about this loot of films that we will watch. Stu, it was great to have you here. We'll definitely meet again in a couple of months, in a couple of weeks, not that long, a
A
couple of
couple
weeks.
months, yeah.
That's a long loot. No, no, but in a couple of weeks. So thanks to everybody that joined us. Tom, thank you for being here and sharing your insight on these films. And stay tuned for our next episodes. My February loot episode with Frank, with the loot that we chose for February, will drop soon. Also, hopefully, I can have my Oscars episode out by tomorrow and more stuff coming at the movie loot. Other than that, Stu, why don't you pimp your show?
Sure. So the show is the Stew World Order, where we review random comic book movies. Carlo can tell you I have a very expansive list of comic book movies. You give me three numbers, I tell you what you pull, and then you pick the one that you want to watch. Carlo had the misfortune of making us watch Man of Steel, as he mentioned. And I also have the website, swoproductions.com, where we have new articles every single weekday. So we've got some fiction, some reviews, some lists. I am currently doing my first time ever watching the entire series of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and reviewing each episode by episode on my thoughts. So, good time to jump in on that. I'm still very early on in the first season.
Haven't seen it, but I've heard it's good.
Yeah, people like it. I'll tell you, the first season is very weird.
Maybe I don't know, but I've heard that the first five seasons are quite good. Maybe once it settles, it gets better. Maybe.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah. Other than that, follow us, follow the Movie Loot on Twitter at TMML2021 and me personally at TeveCD. Frank, Stu, where can people follow you and check out your podcast? You
Pretty
already talk about your
much.
podcast, but
Oh yeah, but pretty much all of the socials are SWO Productions. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I have a group on there. I have a page on there. So everything is SWO Productions.
okay, so check that out. And definitely when Stu and I meet again at the end of the month, we're going to talk a bit more about his podcast and his work on Stu World Order. Also, listen to the Movie Loot on every podcasting platform and Stu World Order on every podcasting platform. And again, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/movie loot. Everything you put up will be used to keep the show going. Again, Stu, like I said, it was a lot of fun. So have a good night and let's grab the loot.